Oh, hello, and welcome to Audente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the East End Freevil.
I'm the gamer in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And tonight we have The Passenger. So, yeah, The Passenger, it's by Michael Whitehouse. We've covered some of his stories before. You might remember Michael Whitehouse from such creepypastas such as Bedtime, Bedtime 2, The Aftermath, Bedtime 3, My Fears Realized, Bedtime 4, Something Wicked This Way Comes, and Bedtime 5, Sleep Tight. All of which we have covered in the past.
Was I there?
No, I think this was most of these were back in the Leviathan days with Mikey.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I don't remember any of those.
Yeah. But yeah, he is a fairly prolific creepypasta writer. So, but also I believe this is on the creepypasta iceberg that we covered or that we have. So we're taking. I'm crossing off another name on that board. But yeah, in the year 3000. But yeah, we're covering his story, The Passenger. It's on creepypasta.wiki, so you can check it out there. And I suppose we should give our initial recommendations. I will recommend it.
I will partially recommend it.
Oh, yeah, I'll recommend it. Although I'm curious what the partial's about now.
Yes. Well, let's find out then with our discussions here today. But starting first with the rundown, featuring Nair, because we don't really get a name to this narrator. So Nair, after finding out about this story from a friend who works as a bus driver in England, and collecting more information about the story, and like the people involved, lays out the story about a woman named Ruby. Ruby was a single mother to a daughter named Angela. Angela suffered from severe asthma, and so between medical bills and keeping food on the table and caring for her daughter, Ruby had to work 2 jobs day and night, and only really got to tuck her daughter in to bed before passing out herself. One night, her boss had her stay a little later than normal, which resulted in Ruby having to take the last bus that night. It was just her and the grumpy bus driver for the journey until Ruby woke up from an abruptly short nap on the bus, with a new passenger sitting right next to her, despite no one else taking up seats. The figure was very strange, head down, heavy raincoat head down and with a heavy raincoat with a deep hood. After several failed conversation starters from Ruby, and after a confrontation about a scraping sound from the figure, Ruby then found herself confronted by a ghoulish appearance beyond the hood. Ruby tried to flee, but the bus driver started acting very erratic, and she fumbled her way to the front of the bus while the passenger stalked toward her. It was here that she found that the driver had passed out, and at this point the bus had veered down a very tight street and to a sudden stop. Trying to open the doors, Ruby had to duck away as the passenger attacked her. Fortunately, the passenger smashed the glass barrier to the driver's cubicle, and Ruby was able to hit the door release button and flee the scene, which, oddly enough, was actually right in front of her own apartment. When police were called, the passenger was nowhere to be found, and the driver recovered from this episode that he had, of passing out, apparently not remembering anything after Ruby paid her bus fare. For Ruby, upon getting into her apartment and before calling the police, she had to call an ambulance as her daughter was found in a deathly asthma attack. Luckily, she survived, but though the passenger was never found, nor any evidence of them being on the bus, there was a message carved where the passenger had been scratching at the seat. It read, "Not yet. Finn." So yeah, that's the story of the passenger. So I suppose we shall move on to everyone tolerates the Graham Inquisitions. At this point, I've got one or two. So we'll start with this one here. Where is this? Oh, actually, it looks like I only have one.
You just say one or two, so you weren't wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's important.
Right.
But yeah, so my one thing here, so this is the quote. With each turn of a corner, the bus juddered from side to side, and while the bright fluorescent lights which beamed down from sterile fittings in the ceiling above were enough to keep anyone awake, Ruby found that sleep still lay at the front of her mind. Okay, so that bit run on.
Yeah.
A lot of commas used. But actually, that's not my big thing. My thing was juddered, because usually I'd hear like the bus shuddered or something like that. But juddered was a new one. But because this is the story is very British, a lot of his stories are set in British settings. So, but yeah,
it's a double-decker bus.
Yeah, a double-decker bus and stuff like that. Yeah. So juddered is a British verb, past tense for juddered. Or the past tense is juddered, and then especially for something mechanical, it refers to shake and vibration rapidly and with force. So, yeah. So I learned a new word, and that's why I add it to my grammar inquisition, because if it's a word I don't recognize, I look it up. So for good or ill, it's in grammar inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I got for grammar inquisition. So, Mikey, the East Ends Reading.
I have a conjunction junction.
All right. And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot, doot.
But for the driver, the bus lay empty, as best she could tell without climbing the coiled stairs to the upper deck, which remained obscured. It screeched across concrete before hurtling down a lane which was barely wide enough to house a car, let alone anything more substantial. But, again, no answer, for a thing which should not be needs no justification. It was upon her. It was as if the hooded figure had vanished without a trace, all but for one chilling reminder that it had indeed been there. Finn.
Wow. That was very, very quick and succinct.
It kept giving like context to what you previously said, so it wasn't as disjointed as these normally are when you grab a bunch of sentences throughout a story that start with words that they probably shouldn't, like its, ands, or buts, because there's always better words to use.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess next up is the grammar in yellow.
I have one or two, and it actually is two.
Wow, big spender here.
Yeah, right? Burdened by relative poverty since a child, she was compelled to spend most of her time scrimping and saving via two endless jobs, both of which she found neither well paid nor enjoyable, but her current financial situation dictated the need. So first off, it's a bit of a run-on, and I'm not really a fan of the way it sounded with both of which she found neither well paid nor not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because like it doesn't flow well. It needs a comma in there, because it should be like both of, or like, and jumbled around a little bit, be like both of which didn't pay well and weren't enjoyable, instead of both of which she found neither well paid nor enjoyable. Like I don't know where the break is. Because it's
fair.
meant to be both of which she found neither paid well. Fuck it, I don't care. I can't get anymore.
Neither of which you found paid well, or what was the last bit? I think
Not enjoyable.
yeah. Neither of which you found enjoyable nor paid well. Like,
Oh.
kind of like yeah. I see what you mean though. Yeah, like it's.
I fumbled over that multiple times.
Gotcha.
And then my next one. This is actually brought up in the conjunction junction as well. But again, no answer. For a thing which should not be needs no justification. So I had to read over this a couple times as well.
Yeah.
Because it's using, quote unquote, a thing which should not be as a descriptor for the monster. So I didn't read it like that because I was reading it like the way it's read, which is fumbly. Personally, I feel there should be a comma after that descriptor. So it'd be like, for a thing which should not be, needs no justification.
Yeah.
Or have thing that should not be all connected with dashes because it's all like a thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe put it all in quotes. I don't know. But it needs to be separated from everything else.
Yeah. Agreed.
And then I guess I technically have a third one because if we're looking up words and learning new words because we looked up words, I'll just read my first note.
All right.
At the end of each drawn-out, tiresome day, Ruby would return home at night via a long and vapid bus journey. So I've heard the word vapid before, namely as a knockoff brand of car in GTA 5, but I didn't look up what it meant until now, and it means bland, which is quite a burn towards Ford then. Because it's meant to be a Ford reference in GTA, so ouch.
I mean, Ford's pretty bland compared to other car companies.
Sure, I don't have a Ford sitting in the driveway, no.
We're not ever getting sponsored by Ford.
Not anymore, no.
Nope.
Dodge, we're looking at you. How you doing?
Hey.
I got one of those too.
How about those Subarus?
Man, if they brought back Baja, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for grammar.
All right. I suppose we'll move on to actual thoughts. So I just got this one here. This is like I don't just have this one.
You sure?
Yeah. So I'll start with this one. This short private moment of affection was what carried Ruby through her day, as it was for her daughter that she struggled. Rest in peace, Angela. I feel like when you read this kind of thing in a story, it's like the character was just 2 days to retirement. And then I have an update.
It's kind of like a shorting your shotgun situation.
Yeah. It's just, and then like my update for this was, well, in quotes, not yet. In quotes.
Whoa! Reference to the end.
But I'll move on to the next thing I have. This was not unusual, as public transport was never that busy at night, except during the weekends. The city quite happily asleep, or readying itself for bed, only to wake in the morning for work. But what concerned her was that a person would choose to sit next to her But what concerned her was that a person would choose to sit next to a perfect stranger on an empty bus at night when they were surrounded by vacant seats. And to this, I'm just like, yeah, never a good situation if this ever happens. Like, at best, it's just like an awkward situation. Like the person's harmless, but they're just like, maybe they're just like awkwardly like looking for like, they don't want to be alone, but like they're harmless. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, the stranger wants something from you and they're going to take it.
So if nothing else, take this from the story. If you're alone on a bus, sit on the aisle seat, not the window seat.
Yeah.
Block the ability for someone to sit next to you. They'd have to climb over you to get there.
Or like if you have something like have all your luggage like in the seat next to you, just so like they can't sit down. Barricade yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, it's serious. Like right off the hop here, we got like a red flag. Like something's afoot.
Definitely,
But I mean,
definitely red flag.
but I mean, like we are reading a creepypasta, so
If there's no red flags, then it's not a creepypasta.
exactly. Or there's a surprise. But I'll move on to the next thing I have. As seats rattled and the floor vibrated with each uneven depression of the road, she peered out of the window once more, attempting to allay her unquestionable yet unexplainable trepidation. So, aside from the fact that this is a creepypasta, so the dude's probably some kind of ghoulie. I don't think her anxious nervousness about the situation is much of a mystery. Again, this is a very socially grading situation. Like, she has every right to be feeling this way. Like, it's not really a mystery as to why she's feeling this way. Yeah. Like, even if, like, again, even this was like broad daylight and like, but you're the only person on the bus, and some weirdo like guy in a hood like sits in your like in the spot next to you on the bus. That's a weird fucking like that's a red flag regardless. Like, you're gonna
Weird
feel
enough, it'd be weird enough if it was just a normal guy or girl that comes and sits next to you and just looks like a normal person. But if it's someone that's sitting there draped in a hood, like staring at the floor, not responding to you at all, very red flag. Like, as many
exactly.
red flags as you could possibly hold.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I'll move on to the next thing I have. The passenger's gender was a mystery, as what could be made out of his or her features implied neither, yet both. With head still bowed, staring down at the ground, the tip of a nose could be seen, and the impression of a chin given, yet nothing more. Oh God, it's Six from Little Nightmares, but grown up. Watch out, Ruby. They have a wicked appetite. That's an in joke for anybody who's played Little Nightmares, which I have recently played with the niece cultist. So
perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like seriously, this like the description of this character like being in like a hood and like not being able to see much of their face and like them kind of being like androgynous, definitely just like kind of screamed Little Nightmare vibes. So
you're right. Actually, I googled it to be sure that I was thinking of the same thing, and yeah, you're right.
Even like the raincoat, the way they describe it is kind of like the same raincoat I was envisioning.
It's not yellow though, as it should
Not
be.
yellow, but it was like canvas or something like that. So it's like, yeah. And again, like there are like different like skins you can get for the character, or like you can get like different costumes that are all.
Oh,
like,
I was talking about it's not yellow in this creepypasta.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, like.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, in the creepypasta it's not yellow. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it's just like, oh man, this looks like Nair, or not Nair. This looks like Six from Little Nightmares. So. I guess it's also connective tissue time because, like, in the last month or so, I've been playing that game with my niece cultist. So,
yes, indeed.
But I'll move on. Turning to plead with the driver to open the door to his cabin. Okay. Turning to plead with the driver to open the door to his cabin and shield her from the monstrosity bearing down upon her. She saw that it was too late. There he lay, draped across the wheel, unconscious or dead, his body entombed in a glass cubicle. The release button for the bus door goading her from the dashboard on the other side. I had wondered what had happened to the driver, especially like earlier, when like it was kind of showing like the car was like going across like lanes to the opposite lane and such. And like and I was like, was the passenger like was this the passenger's doing, or did the grumpy bus driver just like suffer a heart attack like mid trip?
Yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah. And then as we find out later, like he recovered. So it was probably something the passenger did. Given how like he does the bus driver doesn't remember anything after Ruby gives her bus fare and such. So
yes.
But I'll move on to the next thing. What do you want from me? But again, no answer. For a thing which should not be needs no justification. Tears now flowed down Ruby's face as terror spread like a cancer, clouding her thoughts and stemming her actions. Yet the passenger drew closer still, unmoved by her pleas. I honestly just wanted to aside from that comma that I feel like needs to be done at the very beginning, like we've said, I just wanted to highlight this because I love the writing here. Like very moody, very darkly moody, so descriptive. Wow. Like I really like the like how the story was written, like and how it was so well described. But yeah, especially this part here, like I just liked is like her fear was the terror spread like a cancer, clouding her thoughts. Like that's just so cool. Like as a description for that.
So slow and painfully?
Yes. or rapidly, depending on how aggressive your cancer is. Anyway. But yeah, I really like the writing. And so the next thing I have here. Stricken with terror, she had instinctively entered her tiny apartment and locked the door behind. But before phoning the police, she quickly called for an ambulance. Her daughter had suffered a terrible asthma attack and lay moments from death on the floor. Thankfully, she survived. And I was like kind of wondering through this story if perhaps the passenger was in fact some kind of like Reaper figure, or perhaps just like an apparition of death. Especially with like the earlier mention of like how like the daughter was like she was doing all this for her daughter and stuff like that, or and like the like not I wasn't even really thinking of like the daughter had like asthma, so like maybe like that was a problem or something like that. But like throughout the story, I was wondering if this thing was some kind of like death spirit or apparition. And then it's revealed at the end. With the kind of the reveal at the end here, it could be that the figure was trying to aggressively warn her of her daughter's potential or impending passing, and maybe even like this is how it like maybe like this whole like journey of getting directly to her apartment was this like this entity's like way of like getting her there in time to like prevent it for some reason, like it's almost like a darkly guardian angel. Yeah, and then even we get the update at the very end of the story where like it's revealed that like what the message was on the bench that he was like scratching into with his hand and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no, that thing was definitely a specter of death, just not yet for Angela. Like it was trying to warn warn Ruby that like Angela's in trouble and like he's about to collect her if she doesn't like get there in time. And then he oddly enough helped her, or he or she oddly enough helped Ruby get there in time. Potentially anyway. Like maybe it's just like circumstances just like managed to do it. But I feel like given like how things transpired with the bus drive, like with the driver and like going off the road and even like going down their alley or going down their road to their apartment, like that's the passenger definitely seemed to have like a hand in that. So
down like impossibly thin alleyways that a bus could never go down.
Yeah. So yeah, this passenger is sort of like a dark guardian angel for Ruby and Angela. But yeah, so like you're right. Like I said, yeah, it's like buddy. This is actually a buddy horror.
Passenger works for the SNTF.
Yep. The Close Calls Division.
Yeah. Nice.
The SNTF knows that Angela is meant for greatness, and so they want to make sure she sticks around.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got. And for audience who don't know, the SNTF that we refer to as a headcanon organization of supernatural threats or supernatural beings in stories, and it's an abbreviation, or is it an abbreviation?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's an abbreviation. Yeah, it's an acronym of the Supernatural Task Force.
Yes. Which is absolutely nothing except just something we think of.
Yeah, it's just a headcanon we have across the show.
Yes, as if all creepypastas were in the same universe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, believe it or not, there is actually a series of stories that give all creepypastas a progenitor entity known as the Mother. So we may have to cover that sometime, but
Nice.
She's like the mother of monsters. So like it's actually based off of like a Greek mythological monster, and the story is just kind of updated to creepypastas. But again, that's a story for another time.
Well, isn't the mother the entity formerly known as Guam?
Yeah, the entity formerly known as Guam. That's a different mother.
Yeah.
It's actually a different mother. Yeah.
That was a SCP entity, right?
Yeah. I guess in this case, like Mother Echidna, because I think that's actually the name of the mother entity from these creepypastas. She's actually the mother of the mother from the SCP, because even the SCP entities are all like her children.
Yeah.
Based
She's
on what I've
technically a
heard.
grandmother.
Yeah, so it's
Great old grandmother.
God, should we just do this? Like, should I just like save this like the mother story for Mother's Day next year?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh damn! Sorry for that long con teaser, folks. Anyway, I digress.
Tune in next Mother's Day for Ultimate Rick and Morty.
Shit. I'm done.
Okay.
So, Mikey, yeah, you're up.
Yeah, so my actual thought here, because I only have one, is that Ruby doesn't appear to have personal space. Like,
Doesn't care about it.
yeah, like if someone were to sit beside me on an empty bus, I'd say something right away, not this, and I have the quote here. Not wishing to be rude, she continued to gaze at the reflection of the passenger. It's like,
yeah, it could be like a cultural thing, like because again, like the whole like bus ride stuff like down in Britain is like a big thing. So
yeah, but she's a single mother on a bus at night, and there's this stranger that's sitting right beside her, and all she does is gaze at the reflection. Like, there's so many red flags, as you pointed out, that it's like, well, why does she not do anything? Does she want to be killed by a stalker or this entity?
What do you propose that she do in that situation?
Well, like, speak up and say something like, well, excuse me, like, there's other spots on the bus.
Like, I mean, she does eventually try to do that, but I see what you mean. Like, not immediately.
She should do it sooner than whatever. Like, because you wake up from
to move ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wake up from a half snooze, and then suddenly there's someone beside you. Like
that is also very like unnerving and creepy.
Yeah, like I'd be freaking the heck out. Like, move. We're on an empty bus.
What's wrong with you? I'm gonna murder you.
That's the other thing, though. Like, if you come off aggressive right at the gate, you might cause the person to murder you. If they are just like scared of open spaces because people have that fear, or scared of being alone or whatever, and they just want to sit next to someone and they're harmless, and then you scream at them and they freak out and stab you, it's your fault for screaming.
But
even though they stabbed you, but yeah, you know what I
mean. But that type of person might sit in like the next row over or something, like still be close, but not right beside you.
Yeah, I agree, but I can also see that, like, again, I know that like transit culture is a bit more is a bit different in Britain than it is here in North America. So I think like there might be a little bit more of like an awkward politeness kind of situation there, but
that's where politeness comes from, is the UK. Manners
I know.
maketh man. So
Yeah.
clearly she should be royally pissed off because she's British.
Well, no, because again, man, because she's being polite by like not saying anything or not confronting them right away, and
But
then like
it's
when
not
things,
polite because he was already rude by sitting beside her.
but she's gonna be the better woman by not like making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, she's taking the high road.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the
And
high
also-
road is saying something, be like, excuse me, can you not sit there, please? Like,
There are many different high roads. The high road is a multi-lane highway, actually.
Yeah.
She's just choosing a different lane than you would choose.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't disagree with you. First,
No, not at all.
because again, I agree. Like she should have said something a little bit sooner. But that's like again, I'm just trying to put into context. Like there might be like a little bit more of a different etiquette, like where they're from.
well, the etiquette is to not sit beside someone on an empty bus.
Yes, but clearly it like this is a creepypasta. Like this is a like the worst case scenario kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, like the story would not happen if like the guy just if the guy was just a normal dude who just sat in front of her because he wanted to be close to somebody.
Well, you say that, but the story could still happen because he would just she would look back at one point, and then he's facing the other way on the back of the seat, staring at her, grabbing her in the shoulder. Like the story could still happen regardless.
Yeah, actually, I suppose it could also work if he was like across the lane in the seat next to her too, like not directly in front, like not directly beside her, but like in the seat across the lane from her. So
Yeah.
It could happen anywhere.
Yeah,
She chose to sit at the back of the bus. This passenger could have been sitting anywhere in the bus and still stopped her from being able to leave. Hell, she could be like dozing off and like wakes up, sees someone like way up at the front of the bus, and then goes back off, and then all of a sudden he's back closer and on the left side now.
Oh fuck, that's I want that creepypasta too, man.
Yeah,
that's definitely a moment that needs to be in a creepypasta where like you're just like dozing off as you doze off like and come back to, you just like the figure gets closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
Like they're just switching seats every time.
just a couple of times though, because if you do it too much, it's obvious. But like,
Still, yeah.
there's the first move after a doze off. It's like, wait, was that person actually there? I don't know. And then like just looks out the window and looks back, and then all of a sudden they're right in front of them.
Or yeah, and then like the next time, like the last time they look, like they come to, and he's like directly in the seat in front, but like not turned away, like direct, like just like up in her grill, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of creepy
like,
ways that can go. That would be, yeah, that'd be cute.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sadly, this story chose not to do that.
No.
Yeah. And then my other note here is that, well,
Oh, you said you only had one note.
well, I have one more.
Looks like you guys are having a hard time counting to 2 today. That's fine.
So, at the end, it says that the police found no evidence of a passenger, no CCTV footage, nor eyewitnesses. So,
Sorry.
most buses,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking even back to the 20th century, had cameras for, insurance purposes in case, there was something bad happening on the bus.
Yeah.
So if there to be no footage, it'd be nice to have an explanation as to why there's no footage.
I think it's saying that there's no footage of this incident. It says right after, it was as if the hooded figure had vanished without a trace. Like, there's footage, it's just it doesn't show any of this happening.
Mhm.
So as far as the footage is concerned, Ruby gets on the bus, passes out, and then immediately wakes up at her apartment.
Also, just to the story actually does say that there are cameras on the bus. The CCT system is actually what security cameras on a double decker bus is also part of the CCT system.
Yeah.
It's TV, by the way, CCTV.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the bus did have it, but like for some reason it didn't show the passenger. So
Yeah, the wording of it is not the best though, because as Mikey's saying, it sounds like the wording is saying there's no footage at all. Meanwhile, I think the wording should say the footage didn't show any of these events happening.
yeah,
Or there was static during.
yeah, there is some kind of
there's a period of static.
like a glitch in the
Before
system.
right before the bus crashed into her apartment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah.
And that's into my actual thoughts.
Okay. Gamer.
First one here. Slowly she turned to the passenger, laying her eyes upon the figure. Their appearance was far removed from the distance and unreality of the mirror image. So I get what this is meaning to say, but like, basically it's trying to say that seeing the person in the flesh is frightening compared to seeing the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
But like the wording of distance and unreality are odd ways to put it to me. Because like, what's the distance thing? The mirror isn't making it seem like the person's further away. I understand the unreality because you're looking at something that isn't real compared to turning to seeing real, but I don't know. The wording's odd. I guess this is technically grammar.
Yeah, I think it's trying to trying to describe. Like, I guess maybe like because the figure would look smaller in the reflection because it's farther away from the window. But then when she turns around, he's like right there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Like I said, this isn't wrong. It's just when I read it, I was a little confused as to like if that's the proper wording that should be for that to describe the situation. But I guess it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. Then we get to the point where like, so she's attempted communication with this being twice, and then the third time it's just like dragging its nails up and down against the wooden underneath, which supported the cushion material.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Could you stop that, please?" Like, I feel like at this point, hell, before this point I would, but absolutely at this point, I would change seats. I would hop over the back of that seat in front of me right away.
Yeah.
Because best case scenario, this person is on all kinds of drugs, and you have no idea how dangerous they can be. So get away from them. Like,
yeah,
it's a bad situation to be in. And granted, she does jump over that seat later when she's about to be attacked, but
it should have happened a lot sooner.
Yeah. Like, I feel like even just jumping up to the next seat and not moving, like staying in the next seat away from this person, like that'd be better. And then all of a sudden she feels a hand on her shoulder, looks back and sees this creepiness.
Yeah.
Instead of like staying there for a third time. Like, as Mikey said, like the whole her being polite thing is suspect at best, but like she's got to have a breaking point, especially when she's tired and doesn't want to deal with this shit, you know?
Well, and that, I mean, counterpoint, maybe just because she was just so tired, she's like, whatever, fuck it.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
I am the honey badger. I work 2-day jobs. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, one's at Waffle House.
Counterpoint,
Mm-hmm.
she has a daughter and wants to be alive for her daughter. So she would be up in arms about somebody getting close to her.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, I'm not like trying to argue with you guys, but it's just like I'm arguing with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with Mikey though.
Fair. Yeah. Again, I don't disagree. Like she definitely should have noped out of that situation a little bit sooner than she does. I.e., when the thing actually like confronts her and starts and goes for an attack, but unless that was, you know what, it's funny, like I just realizing this thing attacking her, like the whole time, like now if you put this under like that, it's actually trying to help her like get to her place faster. It's basically just aggressive, like passive aggressively, actively aggressively, like without words, trying to get her to the front of the bus, trying to open the door for her.
Yeah,
Like
actually.
it's all intentional. Like he's not actually aiming for her, but like because she's terrified, like she's thinking that she's being attacked, but really he's just like aggressively helping her.
Yeah, him punching through the glass cubicle, he was literally punching through it to hit the door to open it.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of scene where, like in a movie where like you think like the villains or like the big imposing figure is like about to punch the guy, and so the character like braces and then nothing happens, and you like when they open their eyes, the swing didn't go down to them. He was actually aiming for something else, like trying to it's like that kind of situation. Yeah,
exactly. And also, it kind of bleeds in my next question a little bit about like the him clawing in not yet underneath the seat.
Yeah.
With how helpful, quote unquote, this being's been, the way that I read the not yet part was at that point he was basically saying like you should not get off the bus now. Like they might have been around at the bus stop there where the bus driver would have stopped. Yeah. So then he took over the bus driver and he's like, no, I'm just going to drive her all the way there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like that should have actually been added because like she does reference that like she's way past her the route that she was expecting. There should have been like a moment where she looked out the window and was like, wait, that's my stop. And then they drive right past it. And that's when he started being a lot more erratic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, for all we know, him carving not yet in the bottom was like the somatic component to the like takeover spell he was doing.
Yeah. Or like that, that's how he talks. He just carves the messages into things. So like when she was like, can you stop that? And that's actually what he just like put in there, like not yet.
Yeah, the not yet is right next to a whole shitload of sigils underneath the seat.
Exactly. They just got lost in the other carvings that other people have done over the years.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. But yeah, that's actually all my notes then.
All right. Then on to final thoughts. Yeah, I'm still going to recommend it. I honestly loved it. Very moody and a very simple but effective ghost story plot. With a little bit of a thrill at the very end, like with the whole like confrontation and like her trying to get to the front of the bus and such. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Sure, there's some issues, but like those can be easily fixed with a round of editing. But like nothing's perfect. Nothing is who's phone. But yeah, no, I found myself like I know I can tell when I'm gonna have a good time when like I've read like page upon page of a story and I haven't put any notes down.
Yeah, actually, well,
sometimes,
yeah, because sometimes we've read stories where it's like I have no notes because it's just kind of meh the whole time, and like I feel bad when that's kind of the state, but that wasn't at least with this. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I should preface like when I keep reading, I'm like, oh, I should probably take some notes. Like, not really, I'm just digging the story or so. So like, I'll write something at the end, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, or I'll write a note down at the end. So yeah, I was really enjoying it. So yeah, I'd still recommend it, regardless of its faults. So, Mikey, the E stands for evil. Your verdict.
Well, as I've pointed out, my main issue is how the character acts. In that it doesn't seem believable to me. So that there should have been more than just, oh, I'm just going to continue looking at the reflection. Because I mean, you're on a bus and you're the only person there and someone sits directly beside you. How do you react? Like, how would you react, cultist, if you were on an empty bus and somebody decided to sit beside you?
I would probably engage fairly early into like the realization that they're right there. Yeah. So like in my North American perspective and culture of like transit and such, I probably would react a lot more like immediate, and a little bit more actively. So, but, and I'm not saying like you're in the wrong here on this. I'm just saying like
Mikey's sitting there with his arms folded, being like,
yeah. I'm just saying there's a transitory culture to consider when we're dealing with another country and like their travel and like and their etiquette.
The common etiquette on a subway, for example, is to not sit beside someone unless it's the only seat available.
Sure.
So I assume that also works for buses.
Well, again, that's the North American.
Europe as well.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I traveled to Europe. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Guys, I have 2 baseball bats. You can keep hitting this dead horse as much as you want.
Yeah. Again, I'm trying.
But he's already dead.
Yeah. I will stop trying to counter it.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is that because I didn't find the main character Ruby believable, I can only give this a partial recommendation, even though the entity did seem like an interesting entity.
Fair.
No bonus points for potential SNTF potential?
Yes.
Here's style tone playing there. Loading.
This him connecting to his to the internet to rationalize and look up information whether he should or not.
Apparently, Mikey is a cyber demon today.
Hooked up to 56K.
Yeah. Gamer, your verdict.
I liked it. But no, like to say a little bit more than that, it was a great read for me. There's less bumps on the road compared to the bumps that Ruby had on the bus, honestly. I like how it's kind of left in the air if the passenger was actually helping or trying to murder her. Like, we all clearly think that he's a friendly, quote-unquote friendly, actually.
Aggressively friendly, like toxically friendly.
Yeah. He's like that dog where it's like, you know, the dog's happy to see you, but the dog's like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it the way it shows it is it looks very aggressive,
with like spit flying everywhere, teeth out, but he's like actually happy to see you. Yeah, that's what this creature is. Because it's kind of heavily implied that the creature got her there to save her daughter and all that. Well, yes. I'll take one light hit at the dead horse. Well, yes, Ruby could have left earlier, being more concerned about her own well-being and all that. Different people act differently. I wouldn't do it that way, but no one would do it the same way because everyone is different people.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's people out there that would just immediately turn with a hook to the punch to the face and just take the person out. Yeah. Some people might just be like, "Fuck this, I'm out," lift the window and hop right out. You know. But no, it was fine and I enjoyed the read, so I'll recommend it.
All right. Man, also I just like you just continuing to say like, oh, like it was trying to help her and some of that. I could definitely see this being like part of a scenario for like a Monsters and a Childish Things game where this creature, this passenger is actually like Ruby's monster friend from like when she was a kid, who like after she grew up, like the monster kind of like the bond was mostly gone, but like he still like the thing still like stuck around maybe to watch over Angela and became her like imaginary friend or whatever. And so like when it found that like Angela was in trouble, it raced to Ruby to try and get her home faster. But because they don't have that bond anymore that they had when they were kids, or that when Ruby was a kid, like she perceived it more as a threat than an actual help.
Yeah, like for all we know, that's why the creature was wearing like that hoodie and hiding its face, because it doesn't want to show that it's the monster friend that she would remember, because she also might go insane as an adult, realizing that monsters are real.
Yeah, because like mechanically in the Monster and Other Challenging system and game setting, once you grow up, like once you like hit your teens or go like older than your teens, like the bond is gone, and you become an adult, and adults don't take kindly to seeing monsters as well as kids do. So, yeah. I think that would have been like I could see that being like inspiration for like a Monster and Other Challenging Things game.
For sure.
Yeah, but regardless of that, so it looks like we've got 2 recommendations and 1 partial recommendation. So take that what you will. And yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode. So if you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below where this gets posted. Some of us are on Blue Sky. Mikey is at the East Ends for Evil, and I'm at Review Cultist. You can also send us emails at aldentebrigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com, where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah. And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To all our patrons that help us support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely. Because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void. And without your authorship, writing and posting these stories on the internet, we really wouldn't have much of a show because we'd have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Now's a good time to bring up that we are part of a podcast network, Crit in the Night, an actual play and creepypasta podcast network. We're there alongside our sister podcast, One Less Die, and our cousin podcast, The Role Playing Exchange, for things that go crit in the night. Until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the East Ends for Evil.
The gamer in yellow.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.